Alright guys, what's going on? So welcome back to another video. Kind of just woke up about 2 hours ago. We're kind of looking at a couple of stuff. So on the ASFX group, we had kind of a good runner on GBP AUD Forex pairs. So we made like a higher low right over here and just went all the way up about 2.5 R over our risk. So really good trade. A lot of people got onto it, but it just, I couldn't take it because I was not awake for that. Looking at the Nasdaq 100, price action is starting to kind of come up. We have price action bouncing off the 50 EMA on the 1 minute, as well as on the 1 hour, we're off the 21 EMA right over here. I am expecting kind of a green day on stocks. I already made kind of, my trading plan for today, my daily trading plan, with indices and stocks. I'm currently looking at kind of GTEC on stocks. So I like Eric and GTEC. Eric looks really nice, so hopefully we can see something good on that. That's pretty much it. So I'm just looking at a couple of stuff. Hopefully you guys are having a freaking awesome day. Just kind of a chill morning, not really a lot of moves today, but it is what it is. It's part of Forex, it's part of trading. You're just gonna be basically waiting a whole bunch if you're not gonna see like a proper setup. But yeah, hopefully you guys like the new setup too. I want to make like a setup video for you guys in the future, kind of like all the things that I have here. But yeah, I really like it. I added like a second monitor right over here. It helps me basically look at all of our ASFX members, help them out a little bit better. But yeah, I'm loving it, especially like the keyboard right over here. If you can see right there, like the keyboard is amazing. Like I love it. I've been trying to upgrade my setup a little bit more, with like the LED lights look more cleaner for me. We have like the night sky right over here too, which is pretty clean. I love it. It helps me like vibe in my trading session. And I also got these magic keys right over here. So yes sir, I love these. I actually can place these trades really quick, especially if I'm scalping. I can place these trades like really quick, which I absolutely love. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll let you guys know if I have any updates or anything like that. Hopefully you guys enjoy this vlog, kind of like a day in the life of a trader. I haven't taken any trades at all at the current moment. Maybe just a quick scalp on the Nasdaq 100, of course, but nothing really significant at all. What an amazing freaking trade. We traded the Nasdaq 100 off a significant level, trading against the momentum on the intraday 15-minute chart, but trading with the higher time frames as well as the 1 minute. We made about 2% on that trade, so really awesome trade. Just such a clean breakout, and I love this thing. Really clean trade. I'm glad, a lot of people in our VIP looking at EURUSD for kind of a short bias on it today. But it looks like EU right now just started to basically consolidate and then went all the way up. So we'll see what we do there.
When I'm with you, I am able to keep pushing my limits, and all the drive that I have, well, I'm going the distance. I didn't know what I had till I knew what was missing, and everything that I dread, well, I built a resistance with you. Catch me when I fall, and I'll keep you on the ground. You were gone, I wish you'd stay. I could look at you for days. Time was well spent, that's when I knew that I need to spend my life here with you. Fast lane, I understand that you've been broken too many times, but I'll be waiting for all you've taken. But if we listen to each other, I'm in our mistakes.
Alright guys, what's going on? So we finished the session today. It was kind of literally ridiculously like freaking stressful, just because the market faked us out. incredibly faked this out. If you guys watch my Instagram stories, basically I took a long on the market open. Let me show you real quick. So from right over here, we took a long on the market open, and we were making some profit. You know, we took a long over here, and it almost hit my take profit. Literally, it was so close. It was about like 10 points away from my take profit, and it literally just reversed really fast. I had my lock stop at break even, but I added in right over here, and this is where I lost. Basically, you know, I added in right over here again, got stopped at break even, managing your losers, managing, you know, risk. And so I took like a starter position, like 0.05% or something like that, just really small risk for like a starter. Basically got faked out, and then I took a position again right over here, anticipating the kind of bearish momentum, and that's where we made most of our money today. And we made about $500, I'll say. So I'll show you guys kind of like the stats on it on the video, but you know, had a good kind of trading session. It was kind of stressful because, you know, from these kind of moves, you know, basically like, you know, it faked us out. It literally faked us out with no kind of signal. It was making lower highs, but no other signal that, you know, I could have seen. Finished the trading session up $500, which is 0.5%. So win-win for the day one of the vertification. So I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy that I made money on the first day of vertification. So without further ado, guys, let's go to the gym.
And Jase needs a new polo.
We're filming a video right now, guys, for the vlog.
Am I on the vlog?
Yes, you're on the vlog.
What's up, vlog?
Alright guys, what's going on? So this is the much needed video that needed to be out. I've just did not have the time to make the full video. I know the verification week was with several videos. I had to edit a bunch of videos from my workout, from the sessions and stuff like that. So it's a consolidation of a bunch of videos. So right now it's actually November, so almost literally a month later, which is nuts. But I've just been so busy with my trading, being in the military with my drills, that I wasn't able to, fully make the whole video. I've been editing it slowly, but, we're doing it. We're doing the final verification. So, it's been, what a month. It's been like a crazy freaking month. from the start of the verification, I was really confident on, getting into it. But I got a little bit too cocky, and I got really not in the right sentiment for my system for the market, for the current market condition. So, I was being a little bit aggressive where I should have not been aggressive at all. And that kind of got me in the skin. And, here we are, telling you guys a little bit about how the whole verification went, and as well as how I failed the verification. So yeah, let's get started. So coming into the FTMO client area, we have the equity curve. So we saw that it slightly went all the way up about 1%, and then it fell all the way down. As you can see here with the number of trades, we went about 74 trades. So with my scalping method, I went a little bit too aggressive, like I said. Usually, the previous weeks we've been having super volatile, like a lot of volatility in the Nasdaq 100. So it's been really easy for me to catch these scalp moves really fast. And and I went too aggressive on the 23rd of October. So that was it. So the minimum 10 trading days was 3. And so the max daily loss I incurred was 7%. So that's a lot. Like, that really is a lot. Very rare that I get the max daily loss, just because of how of a conservative trader I am. I didn't have really strict risk parameters for market conditions, and so that kind of fucked me over, where I wasn't able to kind of size down on those trades, or have a method of sizing down on those scalps, since as well, like I'm taking like around 20, 30, 40 trades on that specific day. I took about 70 trades, and took them out in partials and took them out in fractionals. So it was a lot for me to manage, and that kind of fucked me up. So yeah, the max loss 6%, profit target $18 from the initial 1% of a move that I got. And so yeah, it started 22 of October, ended 20 December. I guess it just ended automatically. There's no stats here. So kind of the initial like stats right here. So on the 22nd of October, which was the first day that I started it, I made about 1%. So I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Decent day. The market is, it's not as hot as I want it to be, but I still see opportunities. So that was kind of my mindset on the 22nd. The 22nd. So for me, I don't know if I could check that out. I think I have that markup. Yeah, the 22nd from right over here. So 1 minute 30. Yeah, so these were kind of my trades that I took on the 22nd. I took some scalps, a quick scalp toward the upside right over here. Made some profit. And then initially I got stopped out onto profit right over here. Stopped out actually at break even right over here. And come on. And then as well as I took some profit right over here, and then the rest of my positions I got stopped out at break even. And then this was a scratch of a trade right over here. And then my initial shorts were off from right over here. These were kind of more aggressive scalps based on my scalping system. So that was my fault. But I just really liked the direction of the overall higher time from direction. I knew that usually with the Nasdaq, whenever you're trading indices, you're always going to see a kind of a move toward the upside or downside, like a strong move on the open, and then you're going to see a quick reversal, like in the just flows down. And so for me, I was like, okay, so this could be a really good opportunity. So yeah, that was my scalp, and then eventually it just fell all the way down 6R. So I took my scalps here with these kind of formations, and then here I added in right over here, and then I was fully out around, I believe, 2.5R, and then I had some small pieces in before there was bullish divergence right over here. Let's see if I can have a better markup. Yeah, so there was bullish divergence right over here. So once we broke through the 21 EMA right over here, I actually closed the majority of my trade on that. So yeah, that was that was the 22nd. So I took a lot of trades on that, but I wasn't as aggressive on that as I was on the 23rd. So 23rd, 6% down, that's a lot, not gonna lie. That is fucking enormously a lot, and I definitely learned from that specific day, especially with that scalping. Like, I'm never gonna have that kind of risk on my scalp, on that specific scalping. And with these scalps, like I said again, these weren't like extremely like how would I say, like really aggressive, like conservative scalps that I usually take. I've just been I was trying to trade the momentum on the 22nd toward the short side. So let me show you guys my trade. So yeah, so as you can see here, it was both directions. I was really trying to find the momentum and trade it, and that's where I kind of fucked up. Instead of just, you know, being one-sided of a directional bias. So you can see here, you know, I bought smaller positions. You know, I incurred some small losses, about like 0.01% or whatever, but they do add up. And so, you know, I was trying to find my direction. So this scalping system is a bit different from my current scalping system that I have right now. This is more of a discretionary kind of a system that I traded on that specific day, where it's about more of my bias instead of more of a binary approach to entering the markets. And I think that's you know, was part of my problem, you know, not having a specific binary system, trading on, you know, these kind of insane market conditions that we're currently at. So that was my fault. You know, I've just had really good results with that particular, I guess you could call it, strategy, since it's more of a general approach to me, a general approach to the traders instead of a binary approach. Strategy was doing good, so I felt really confident, and you know, that's where, you know, I incurred the bigger loss. So as you can see here, I increased my lot size from being smaller to a smaller kind of risk to a bigger risk. The reason why I increased my risk on these was, you know, I felt a little bit more confident in the entries. So this is the 23rd of October, and show you guys real quick. So as you can see here, we've had kind of, it looked like kind of a short bias. The 800 EMA was above. The TDI was slowly, you know, looking like it wanted to fall, just like that. And so, you know, for me, I had the market sentiment of being bearish from the previous day of the move. As you can see right over here, we fell all the way down and then we came all the way up. So I knew that, hey, we're probably going to see that same kind of a bias. So on the open, I took some scalps right over here. Wasn't able to catch the full of this move, but I came all the way here. And so we had some divergence right over here. So I was going to buy the dip, just basically for a quick, maybe 1 hour, to see, you know, what is the general direction that it wants to go. And so guessing I took a loss right over here. I wasn't able to close the majority of my positions. I break even, unfortunately. So I took a loss on those. And then on this one, you know, I tried buying it, and you know, my initial thought was, okay, so it's gonna break through the 50 and then continue going higher. The reason why I thought that was, you know, we were at this significant level right over here, that, you know, price action was starting to kind of just, you know, consolidate about. Like you can see here that price action is starting to consolidate. And so I thought that with this significant level right over here, we're going to see kind of a bounce from that level with that, you know, with that divergence. So the structural, I can't show you the 1 minute because it won't let me, unfortunately. But, you know, on the 1 minute, you know, it was just really choppy. So I made some profit from here with this kind of a move right over here. So you can see here, I made some profit here. About I'll say about 0.20% of profit right over here. So I made a little bit of money right over here from, you know, going from these losses right over here, from these scalping losses. So I made some money right there. And then if we go to the first page, and then so then I started to, you know, kind of get my bias, like, yeah, we rejected off that 50 EMA, so we could make a higher low off that diversion level and then continue going higher and breaking through the 50. So that was my initial thought on, you know, the scalping method. And so you know, as I bought right over here as well, you know, I came all the way here and then I basically got stopped out. On this trade because I thought, okay, so we're probably going to continue going higher. And so from right over here, I took a long position to right over here. So from that, I incurred a loss off the 21 EMA. So I was like, okay, so I just took that loss. So let me short it toward toward this level right over here. So I took a short on that and then quickly reversed against me with this upshift right over here. And so I took the majority of my loss right over here as it kind of broke through the 50. So can put that thing right over here. So as we broke through the 50, I incurred most of the loss. So my initial bias was correct with, you know, me being bullish on it as it finally came all the way up higher in the day. But I was just, you know, it was just on the 1 minute chart, it's just
a bunch of choppiness, me trying to find the direction, me trying to find that structural low or structural high and scalping it toward my direction. And so that was kind of, you know, a little bit my fault. As you can see here, I bought 15, you know, it's just small, like basically break even. So these are break even trades, these are scratch trades. And then you know, I think this is whenever I sold it off that dip that I showed you guys. I mean the break of the 21, and so I shorted it right over here, and then that's basically when it reversed against me really hard. So just basically reversed up to the 23rd right over here. So this being, I think, my biggest loss right over here. So this is basically 2 different entries. So this wasn't the same entry as this one. So 20 lots, that's actually a lot of fucking lots. So whenever you're trading indices, the lot sizes are a bit different from Forex. You know, with one lot doesn't move the same as, you know, whenever you're trading a pair on Euro USD or anything like that. So 20 lots, like it's the equivalent of being around I guess 10 lots in Forex, which is still a lot, whether I like it or not. This was a big of a move, big of a lot size jump. Just kind of occurred in my head where, you know, since I was trading the challenge and it just one good trade, you know, I was confident on one good trade. I actually sold it thinking that, you know, we're probably going to reject off that level and then continue going lower as the liquid 50 still in the sell zone, and as well as we're breaking through the structural low on the 1 minute. So I wish I could show you the action on the 1 minute, but it won't let me. So as you can see right over here, you know, the momentum was clear for me total short side. Since I quickly I switched my bias, so you can clearly see this is momentum right over here, momentum right over here. Liquid 50 came all the way down toward the sell zone, and you know, upon my entry, you know, the liquid 50 was still falling. So it wasn't like, you know, oh, the liquid 50 is rising, because that's a big indication for me, telling me, okay, the momentum is pushing, it's going up, so I should be really careful with that. So the liquid 50 was still falling with that, and you know, the RSI was still the TL was still below the RSI, so it was still short bias for me during those entries. So for me, you know, I kind of thought, okay, so we're probably gonna, you know, since we failed to break through the 50, we're probably gonna continue going lower. So yeah, the bullish divergence made a higher low right over here, but you can't really anticipate that higher low, like, because from that sentiment value, you know, we broke through right over here, we retested 21 EMA, we retested the 50 EMA, and then we failed with that momentum right over here, and then we pull back toward the 21 EMA, and then it looks like it's going to continue pushing lower. And as you can see, it was breaking through that level right over here, that significant level that we marked up. So I had the confidence on shorting this. The initial bias was, you know, okay, so if it goes to this level, maybe I can buy it. But once I saw rejection off that 50 EMA, I thought to myself, okay, so you're probably going to see maybe a continuation of that move from the market. Because usually whenever the market falls like that, this is based on news event. This is based on some kind of news event, whether it be coronavirus, whether it be the vaccine. So I thought to myself, okay, so it's a bearish news event. So we're probably going to see a continuation of that news event, like I've seen many times before. So, you know, I couldn't predict anything or anything like that. I just, you know, it was based on technicals, but that gave me a little bit more of a confidence toward my trade. So, you know, as you can see right over here, it just came all the way up. So it basically stopped me out the majority of my positions right over here. And especially that 20 lot that I traded right over here. So my initial stop was right over here toward the structural high. That was my initial stop on that 20 lot. And so I knew that, okay, so I'm up about 1% on this 20 lot trade and having my stop loss basically at the pin high of that structure. So that was my initial thought on that. But as you can see on, like, you know, with the scalps, it basically kind of fucked up my risk management levels that I had, and basically, you know, got me down for the day. So having these small 0.30% losers, they may seem like small toward the account, but having multiple 0.30 losers or 0.25% losers, they definitely add up. So that's kind of where I fucked up, where with my magic keys right over here, all you have to do is basically open calculator and open trade. So that's how you open a trade. But you could also do double trade, and it adds another position onto the levels. And this is something I actually didn't know, where I kind of fucked up too, is whenever you click double trade, it adds risk toward your trade. But since your entry is above the previous entry, the stop loss will be much bigger, so your risk is going to get much bigger. So that's where I kind of fucked up, where I didn't thought the double trade will actually increase your risk. So it does. And I think, whenever I was using that button on my trades, that's where I kind of fucked up, because I was like, okay, this trade is actually risk way more than all my other trades. So it was much harder for me to kind of manage like these different amounts of scalps. So definitely fucked up. Definitely, all these trades were much more aggressive than I should have ever been. And I lost on the verification. So I'm gonna take that L, just gonna continue on, learning from my mistakes. What I learned from this, I rearranged that specific scalping strategy. So for me, I definitely excluded that scalping strategy into more back into my toolbox and started using more conservative and better systematic entries. Your job as a scalper shouldn't be, making a bunch of money in one day. It should be just incurring 3 or 4 wins and then being out of the markets. And so that's where I fucked up. Like I said, again, with this scalping strategy, I may release it to you guys, but it's going to have to be really fine-tuned and for free or whatever. Just because with this, definitely way aggressive on my entries, definitely way aggressive on the risk-reward setups, and definitely aggressive on the risk parameters. So definitely could have done a lot better, like I said again. So following the verification definitely bummed me out, just because I was so close to completing the verification. So I was definitely fucking bummed out about that. But every single day for me is a new day, and I cannot just rely on those losses, rely on my fuck ups in my head, because it's just going to make me more of an emotional trader. So for me, I was like, okay, so on that specific day, I fucked up. So now I have to, come back, refresh my mind, and know that, the losses are behind me. And now I have to, become better and learn from those mistakes, and not really include those losses in my trading and become overly emotional about it. So for me, I came back really well for that month and for that week. So later on in the week, I took some wins again and kind of just felt a little bit better. And I just had my mind focused on, just results and percentages instead of the money, instead of like the losses behind me. So on EuroCAD, I took a trade, just an insane freaking winner right over here. Love to see that. Other than 26 on EuroCAD, you can see the 15-minute chart right over here. And then I took another trade on USD short side, making a lower high, and just basically, taking that win right over here. So, it's just definitely just really good wins. And then we could see on, trading the NASDAQ 100, I definitely, felt my groove and, toned down my risk parameters. And again, like I said, just basically pushed the scalping strategy behind my toolbox, focused on my actual scalping system, the ones where it's, it's more of a binary solution and doesn't come into like really aggressive parameters and risk. So for example, I know exactly to get out, I get out at 1R, 50%, or lock myself at break even with exactly what amount of risk do I have to enter on each trade. I focus more on that, and I focus on, of course, trading Forex, trading the significant D1, D2s, and A1 entries. So, as you can see here, I had a fucking amazing month. Like, I think, last month and this month has been just really great for me, just because of my ability to start fresh and, not focus too much on the fuck ups and the losses and focus on results. So on the NASDAQ 100, as you can see right over here, I took a long right over here, just a beautiful trade. And then once I took a long, I shorted it, just basically trading the structure, trading the momentums, trading the levels. And that's exactly what, that's one of my edges. I can just identify those structural levels and those levels really well and trade it up to those levels, since I know how to trade NASDAQ really well. So as you can see here in the 1 minute, just a D2 idea, lower, higher, low, and just scalped it right over here. So just, really good trades that I took on the NASDAQ 100. And this was actually the biggest trade for the month of October. And so, it just kind of felt really good to have this big winner. I was up about like 5% on that trade, which is literally nuts. So, it just definitely kind of refreshed. And, even though I spent $600 on that initial challenge, having my mindset on results throughout the month with my actual live account, it definitely helped me a lot to see what I really needed to do. So, I had a really great month. I was up like 20% on my live account. So, that's a really great month. And it definitely paid for the $600 that I spent on the challenge. So, that's the key, just basically learning from your mistakes, as well as just trying to become a better trader day by day, and not being too focused on those losses and just crapping yourself about it. Like I said, again, I'm looking to get into another challenge, maybe this year or next year. So we'll see. For right now, I'm just basically trading my live account and just trading these good setups, and as well as right now I'm just trading my live account, and as well as just basically studying up a lot on my system, as well as, you know, system research. I don't want people to think that I held this verification video for so long just because I'm afraid to show my losses or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's just been really busy. Like, I could care less about what people think about me as a trader and me as a coach. I'm able to trade full-time at my age just because of my hard work and my ability to move on from those losers and learn from those losers, as well as come back 10 times stronger. Without further ado, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.